Welcome to FLED Community Governance and Leadership Induction Program. This is a program designed to build the capacity of community-based leaders, community associations, community development unions, and age grades to build their capacity to lead well in community organizations. First, let me congratulate you if you've been elected to be part of the leadership of your community organization at this time. You have been chosen not for status, but you have been chosen for service. So we want to let you understand your role as a leader in the community through the association or through the union that you belong to. We want to help you understand what leading responsibly means and to help you deliver meaningful development for your community. First of all, I'd like to ask you a few questions which introductory to this program. You may need to ask yourself, what is the purpose of your development, of your community development union? What is the purpose? Many community development organizations are established to drive development in the community or drive community development, to mobilize collective effort, to promote welfare. What other purposes do you think your own was established to accomplish? Because, as they used to say, when purpose is not known, abuse is inevitable. In other words, if you don't know exactly what your community development union is established to accomplish, you may not be able to properly run it and give it the focus it deserves. Now, you yourself that have been elected, you need to ask yourself, what is my role as a leader? Usually, as a leader, you are a steward of trust. Steward, a servant of trust. Trust that the people have given unto you, bestowed on you. You are a guardian of the resources of your community, resources of your development. You guard the resources. And of course, you are a servant to the people. You are elected or appointed to serve the people, not that people will serve you. Number 3 question I'd like you to ask yourself is, or rather, some few things you need to know are leadership principles. What leadership principles are supposed to drive your community leadership organization? What leadership principles? The first one I'd like to talk about is lead with integrity. Lead with integrity. We'll be explaining these things in the course of time. Communicate openly. Provide open communication on matters that people need to know about. Respect others. Respect your fellow community development union leaders. Respect others who are in the community. Respect is important. As I used to say, respect is reciprocal. So respect others if you truly want them to respect you. You don't demand respect, you earn it by the way you conduct yourself. Now, avoid personalization of your office. No matter the office you will occupy, don't personalize, don't make it as if it is your own. You are a servant in that office. Don't personalize it and say, I. No, it's not yours. It is the community that has elected you, has appointed you, and chosen you to serve them. So don't personalize that office that you occupy right now, or you are going to occupy. Okay? Always act in community interest. Let your actions be in interest of the community. Let your actions be in the interest of the community, not in your own interest or in the interest of your friends who are in the community. Community interest should be above what other interests there might be. Okay, having said that, what are the governance basics? Governance basic, that means what are the ways you are supposed to run the community-based association? First, you need to understand your own role. You need to understand your limits. What are your limits? You need to understand when to consult with others, because they say one tree does not make a forest. There's time you need to consult with others. You need to understand when to seek approval. Seek approval before you take some actions, maybe in spending or whatever. You must know when to seek approval. There are certain things you may need to do depending on your leadership capacity or your leadership position. There are certain things you just need to, but you must know when to make consultations and when to seek approvals before you implement any project. Number Another thing you need to know about financial responsibility, what I call financial responsibility checklist. Now, finance is one of the reasons why community-based associations fail. Sometimes not because they don't make money, but because the monies are not accounted for. When monies are collected, they are not accounted for, they filter away and reduces the trust of the people to commit more money so that the community can do their work. So you need to, before any financial action is taken, you need to ask a few questions. Is it approved? Has the money been approved? Is it documented? Is it written? Is it transparent? Can anybody come and read it and see how the money came and how it was used? Can you report it publicly? If they ask you to come and report how the money was used, can you report it? Because a community development association is not a secret society. It's not a security vote. I say you cannot report security vote. So it is the money of the people that are given to you. If they ask you to report it, can you report it plainly and clearly, that they can follow the track how the money came in and how the money went out. Now, let's take a look at what we call effective leadership practices. Effective leadership practices. This includes how you run your meetings. How do you run your meetings? Because every association will have meetings, both general meeting and both executive meeting. Now, in run your meetings, always have an agenda. Don't just call a meeting for meeting's sake. Because when you have an agenda, it will also help you when you're writing the session we're going to take on governance, more governance principles. You see how to write report of your meetings. You always have an agenda. Record your decisions. Decisions that are taken must be recorded. And the reason for recording them is for continuity. And you must follow up. Continuity, if you take a decision today, if I take a decision today and die tomorrow, and it was not recorded, it's gone. But if we took a decision today and it's recorded and tomorrow I die, somebody can come and continue from there. That's how continuity encourages progress. Written documents promotes continuity, and continuity makes progress in any association, in any community. So make sure you record the decisions that have been taken on whatever place is your record at. Somebody else can read it, and somebody else can act on it, and somebody else can verify it. We talk about communication. And of course, we talk about keep members informed. Thank God for this era of internet, WhatsApp, phone calls, text messages. Keep members informed about development in the association. Keep members informed. Avoid silence. If an issue is raised, don't keep quiet. You may not answer immediately. Probably you're making sure to gather more information, but don't keep silence. Don't gloss over issues, because when you gloss over issues, you give room for suspicion, and when suspicion comes, trust dissipates. When trust is gone, then the society itself will begin to crack, and before you know it, everybody to your tent, O Israel, as they put it. So address rumors early. If there are rumors that arise, address them early. Make sure you provide information to clarify possible rumors. You cannot do without rumors in associations. But when rumors arise, make sure you're able to clear them as early as possible. That's very important. What about development planning? Your community called community development. What is development in that association, in that union? We will take more of this, but for a start, you need to ask yourself, what does the community need most? These communities that we are leading, what do they need most? Can we realistically achieve them? Or what can you realistically achieve in 1 year, in 6 months, in 3 years, in 4 years? What can you realistically achieve? You cannot achieve everything. They say you can eat an elephant, but you can only eat an elephant if you cut it piece by piece. So what particular problem is in your community that you think you can solve within your tenure in office? Then who will lead the solving of that problem? Who will lead it? And how will you fund it? How will you get money to do it? These are questions you begin to ask yourself. As long as you're able to provide answers to this thing, it will guide your operations, to guide your development planning. Okay. Of course, again, there will always be conflict. Every association has conflict. So you must watch miscommunication. These are things you need to watch because miscommunication brings conflict. Miscommunication, power struggle between the president, the vice president, the third vice president, the secretary, or power struggle. Everybody wants to be seen, everybody wants to be king, everybody wants to be heard. Power struggles can create problems. That's one of the basic things that create problems in any association, power struggles. Then financial suspicion. When finances are not clearly reported, money comes in, nobody knows how much money came in, nobody knows how much money was spent. Suspicion, financial suspicion creates conflict. Now, what do you do with this thing? Respond with dialogue. When there's misunderstanding or miscommunication, respond with dialogue, demonstrate respect, and follow due process. These things will help you as you begin to run your association. It's not as if there will be no problem, but these are things that will help you to deal with them because there's no way a human association will exist, there will be no problems. But if you follow through with some of these things, the issues, the conflict, the challenges, you'll keep addressing them as they arise. So what are some of the common mistakes to avoid? There's some common mistakes you must avoid. These include acting alone. Acting alone. When you act alone, let's say the president, when you act alone, you create room for distrust, even among your executive. Number two is avoid ignoring the constitution. Every community development association has a constitution. Don't ignore the constitution. Act within the constitution. As I also say, poor record keeping. Avoid poor record keeping. Keep record, very important. And then, of course, starting too many projects. You can't do everything. If you start too many projects, it will create problems for you. So avoid starting too many projects. And then thing you need to do is avoid lack of communication. If you know you cannot communicate, don't lead. If you know you cannot communicate, don't lead. Communication has to be with respect. You're not talking to your children. You're not writing letter to your children. You're writing letter to your compatriots. So, or you're writing messages to your compatriot, or sending voice message to your compatriot. Do it with respect and dignity, not as if you're talking down on them. Another thing I would like you to do as we enter this course is we're going to give you an opportunity to develop what we call your first 100 days plan. We're not going to give you a template you're going to use to develop your first 100 days plan. That will enable you to know what to do immediately you are inaugurated. What are the things you're supposed to do in your first 100 days in office? So these are part of things we will be you're going to be taking as on this course. Remember, this course is called is offered to you by FLED International Leadership Institute.